Lost in Seattle with another one. I sound sick as a
This
dog.
nigga sick.
I'm not sick, man. That's
Stay
allergies.
6 feet from me.
That's allergies.
You got the fucking Rona. That's what you got.
This is episode 12. He made sure to remind me for the damn
Put
show
my
start.
laughing danger over this damn episode.
But yeah, this is episode 12. This week started a little dry. It turned up in the middle.
This whole damn week been dry on YouTube.
It ain't
Fucking
just
dry
YouTube,
as
though.
hell.
I mean, when we say dry, there's a lot of stuff going on we can talk about, especially politically. You know, a lot of stuff going on in other countries and riots and stuff. But we're talking about just in the entertainment sector.
Yeah.
Pretty dry this week.
Shit ain't going on.
And then Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan made it popped off the damn Juve.
Lended another hand to it. So we're going to start though.
Oh yeah, and Charlamagne and his throwing damn bonkies.
Yeah, Kwame's still on his ass. They still own Kwame. And boys, he done went 0 dark 30.
Yeah.
But anyway, first
boys in witness protection program right now.
But yeah, first we're gonna start with Derek Chauvin sentenced to 22 and a half years in prison for George Floyd's murder. Quick little update on that. I said it was gonna be 20 years, didn't I? I can't remember.
I believe so. I'm
pretty sure I said 20. You said something like 10 or you think
just because they gave him 22 don't mean he gonna serve 22.
Well, they already gave him time served of 199 days. So he got
his credit.
Yeah, he got his credit. He gonna serve 22 and a half years. More than likely. I mean, I guess he could have a whatchamacallit soon and try to get off on probation. But I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's some good news for his family. I guess is that justice? 22 years, that's enough for you?
No. Should have been life.
Should have been life in prison?
Should have been life in prison.
Well, we know if it was the other way around, if he had killed a police officer, it would have been life.
Shit, depending on what state you're in, it would have been
death penalty. Yeah,
death penalty.
And that Texas got a death penalty, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he got sentenced to. See right here, as you said right here, Derek Chauvin has been sentenced to 22 and a half years in prison. Of those, he can serve as little as 15 years behind bars. So I guess the minimum he can serve is 15. It's Jardine. Jardine is the smallest amount he can serve. You know, his mama came there on his behalf before the sentencing. You know what she said?
What?
She said, if you sentence him, you're sentencing me. So I'm not going to be able to speak with him. I can't be around him. I can't hug him. And it's
you can go visit him.
If somebody was saying, well, you can go visit your son.
They can't go visit Floyd. They can go visit Floyd at the cemetery.
Yeah, visit him at the cemetery. He can't talk back. So it's kind of strange that she came there looking for some sympathy. And it's like, well, somebody died in this situation. You know something Derek Chauvin can continue to do? Live. He can continue to do that. But, you know, that just shows how people are selfish. And it is what it is. So a police officer was actually given on the books 22 years for killing a man.
A black man.
You know, there was a case out in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, of a black dude who shot a police officer who walked up in his house. He shot, I think it was 2 police officers who walked up in his house, and he shot them and got off because they said they did trespass. So it's possible. It's possible to
beat the system.
Beat it. But goddamn, boy.
We're citizens sometimes, huh?
Sometimes. Them gun laws, boy, they change. They change real quick when a nigga got the gun. I mean, we saw back in, what was that, the 70s, 80s, one of those? Maybe the 60s. When the Black Panthers started toting guns around courthouses and all of a sudden the NRA, they was okay with them making gun restrictions.
Well, Dr. Francis, what's her name? Dr. Francis?
Dr. Chris Wilson. I forgot you said her name.
She told you what the white man's gun was and what the black man's gun was.
She also told you what tall, dark, and handsome was.
They like chocolate for Valentine's Day.
They love chocolate. And yeah. Shout out to her. But yeah. Anyway, we're going to go to another case that recently happened. A black man was attacked by a New Jersey police officer. And this story
he was attacked by a thug.
Yeah, you're right. A thug officer. It's supposed to be a peace officer, supposed to keep the peace, protect and serve, you know.
It's a thug in uniform.
So the dude was having a bad day. I guess he had his his kid taken away from him, or should I say he had a hard time seeing his kid.
Shit, by the video, who's having a bad day? The black man or the officer?
Yeah, because it seemed like the officer popped it off real quick. So the black dude was on the phone, irate about the stuff that's going on right now. He's having a difficult time to see his kid. He's like, this is multiple times this has happened. He's pissed off. He's at his limit.
Instead of him escalating the situation, he's supposed to come in and
de-escalate. The cop was supposed to come in and say, I get it, man. I know this is messed up. He supposed to side with him. Like, yeah, I get it. The court system. Hey, how about you just calm down? Hey, let's go outside for a second.
He's supposed to show compassion.
Hey, let's go outside for a second. Let you catch your breath. If you smoke a cig. Hopefully he don't smoke. But, and kind of calm him down and de-escalate. Instead, the cop just walked up. And let me just show you what he did.
No, but you're not a father. You don't understand, my nigga. Third time. This is the third time my kids have been taken from me.
It was a domestic disturbance report.
Yelling in the hole.
The officer mushed him.
Now, I don't think this went how the cop thought it was going to go. Because if you look at this, the cop walked up. Let me mute this for a second. The cop walks up. I think the officer thought he was strong enough to just push him to the ground.
Well,
because I don't think he thought he was going to stand up. I think he thought he was going to mush him.
He's a bully.
Yeah.
He thought because he was bigger than him.
He thought he was going to mush him. He going to fall to the floor and be like, what's going on? And he would get on top of him and hold him down and put the cuffs on him. Obviously, he's having a roid rage situation where them roids, man, they fucked up their whole mental state.
He just a white supremacist who don't like black people.
That's probably 80% of it.
He remind me of them Irish.
Oh yeah, around there. This is New Jersey,
Boston.
So, yeah, probably Irish or maybe he's
Italian
or something.
And that was Paterson, New Jersey police officer Spencer Finch.
Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Put your fucking hands on your wrist! Get the fuck out of here!
All of this because a man is angry because he want to see his kids. You would think that two male officers would be able to calm the situation down and understand why he's angry. He literally telling them why he's angry. Once again, they could have told him, hey, let's step out. I get it, man. Let's step outside and get you some air.
Well, the officer chose to escalate it.
And the officer that's holding his camera, he just smacking him in the back. Like,
That's it. We gave you a fucking chance, bro. I gave him a chance to put his hands on me. I gave him a chance to put his hands on me. We told you to chill out so we can solve the problems. That's it. You didn't record him, hit me.
Please stop.
That's some bitch ass shit, bro. That's some bitch ass shit, my nigga.
Stop resisting, Brandon.
I'm not resisting, yo.
Just relax.
wait, so the bystander is saying stop resisting. You didn't see this man just walk up and punch him?
Is that the baby mama?
I don't know if this is baby mama. And it's like, hold on. Did you just take the side of the officer? I'm sorry. Maybe that's her natural instinct to do whatever he says so that you can live. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you know what? She's not helping him either by saying stop resisting because they sent him a camera and they're like, well, she was telling him to stop resisting. So he was resisting.
Yeah, I don't understand that part.
Relax, please.
That's some bitch ass shit, yo.
Brandon, please relax.
Yo, you saw him punch me in my shit.
Relax.
You saw him punch me in my shit, dog.
With the man in handcuffs, Finch did this.
Look me in my eye, little nigga. Fucking stop.
That sounds like a Spanish woman too.
Please stop.
Spencer Finch has now been suspended without pay and charged with 4 felonies: assault, possession of a weapon for an unlawful purpose, misconduct, and filing a false police report.
Hold on. I'm not a lawyer. What do they mean by weapon? He's weapon for unlawful purpose. What do they mean by that?
Did he hit him with something?
No, I'm confused. Like, did he have a weapon on him he's not supposed to have, or?
I mean, damn, he got suspended without pay. That's a new one.
That don't happen.
Normally they go on administrative leave.
Hello, everybody. I'm David Schuster, and thanks for joining us. This incident happened on May the 26th. In his report that night, Officer Finch wrote he told the man he was under arrest and that the man refused to put his
Why does it always take you a month to get the story?
They always
This
hide
is exactly
behind,
a month.
they always hide behind legalese, you know. Oh, we have to wait till the judges allow it, you know, stuff like that. Wait till we get to the courts and all that.
hands up. The body camera video from another officer contradicts Finch.
Yelling is in the hole. Yelling in the hole. Get the fuck out of here.
Officer Finch also said the man tried to headbutt him, prompting the knee to the face. The video shows that was also a lie. There was no physical provocation.
Me in my eye, little nigga.
No, oh my God, please stop.
According to an
And another thing, the other officer whose camera this is recording, why do they never, ever challenge the other officer doing this stuff?
Because it was 2.
Okay, you see, he's doing that punch and he's doing that need him. You should have said, hey, leave. You're doing too much. I'm talking about bare minimum. Tell that officer to leave. I got this. I got this under control. Leave.
You
But
literally just assaulted
you just
a citizen.
he just ignore it.
Just
and
let
it's
him do what
like-
you want to do.
And now when they come down on the police station, all y'all look back. Instead of you challenging that cop immediately, telling him to walk out, it doesn't look as bad because like, well, that officer checked him.
And this is in Paterson, New Jersey, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's always something going on in Paterson, New Jersey
I
with the
wouldn't be
police
surprised.
officers.
I probably would not be surprised at all. New Jersey, let's be honest, Northeast, I don't know. I can't say that. Most of these civilian cop interactions probably happen. It's not even probably a direct area, other than we know it happened in the inner cities. But I probably couldn't tell you a coast that is more likely to happen at. It's just inner city. Anywhere Negroes is, it's gonna be a high chance. So
arrest document in June of Officer Finch, quote, Officer Finch said he did not activate his body camera due to the severity and fear that imminent harm and bodily injury.
all right, so this is the typical shit that we used to these officers pulling. Lies. Once again, he told these lies knowing that he wasn't recording. I'm sure his partner told him he recorded it. So I guess he expected the other officer to not turn it in, protect him.
So he said he didn't activate his body camera
He-
because of
severity.
fear of the guy.
Yeah.
How can you be fearing him? You walked up to him and mushed him in his face. You don't walk up and mush somebody in the face you fearful of.
So it's a lie. We know it's a lie, but it's like he knew his partner was recording, didn't he? And if he didn't know during the moment, I'm pretty sure on the ride back to the station, he told him. Did he expect him not to turn it in or something? Or is it live footage to a feed that they can't control?
They always fearing for their life.
Or
Yeah,
what's
we want to be
that rule in
popping
the,
shit off.
what's that rule in the books? Eminent. Oh, what's the name of it? It's a law in the
Start coming
books
to
that
me now.
protect officers when they do stuff like this. I forgot it. They're trying to get rid of it with the police reform bill, but they keep not voting for the bill because of this one rule. I forgot the name of this rule. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, can you imagine you're having a bad day already? Your kids, you can't get your kids. And then you
Qualified immunity?
Qualified immunity, that's what it's called. So you can't get your kids, you're having trouble with that, you're on the phone, and 2 cops walk up to you. I would imagine neighbors called them. I don't know if is that his baby mama's house or apartment? So did she call the cops? Or did somebody neighbor call the cops?
I'm sure she probably was the one to call
So
the
now
cops.
the cops come, you pissed off, now I got these 2 people in my face, like I'm a problem. And then one of them just start violence. Then he knee me in my face when I'm in cuffs. How much of a coward are you to knee somebody while they're in cuffs?
They known for doing this. They known for doing that type of stuff.
That's
though.
pathetic. How the hell you gonna do something like that to somebody who's in cuffs? Like you can't, anyway. A lot of these people can't, yeah. This type of stuff, man. But we do have another story from June 24th in Daytona Beach. There was a guy who named Othal Wallace. Didn't how you say his name. He was a part of the new Black Panther Party, allegedly. We're gonna say allegedly, and he had a run-in with the officers, but it went left for the officer. So the officer approached his car, and it didn't go too well for him. Let me show y'all the video. Let me show you.
How's it going? Do you live here?
What's going on?
Sit down. Sit.
Sir.
Can you sit down? I'll talk to you.
Okay,
Stop.
come on now.
Sit.
Come on now.
Sit.
Don't do this.
Sit down.
Why are you asking me, do
Sit
I
down.
live here?
Do you live here? Yes or no?
What's going on, though?
Charlie 777.
Nah, back up.
Stop.
Man.
Stop. Stop. Stop, man.
Yeah, he put a hot round in the cop. I shot the cop in the head. The cop is in critical condition as far as the last update I've seen. They have a manhunt for him. This is the dude here. If you remember those videos that came out with the Not Fucking Around Coalition, or whatever they call themselves, with that dude, what's his name? What's that guy's name? The glasses, the one who's a part of the militia group. I can't remember his name now. Look it up. Not Fucking Around. NFAC leader. You got it?
Nigga, hold on.
Yeah, nigga. What's his name?
Master J.
Master J. Grandmaster J. That's his name.
Oh yeah, Grandmaster J.
So Grandmaster J is the leader of that group. Now, Grandmaster J, it's funny how the world's so small. In 2015, I followed him on Twitter because he announced that he's running for president. The reason why I followed him because he's running for president. It's just that. He's a black dude running for president. I wanted to see what the hell was he doing. He was running for president. I followed him on Twitter. I remember him making videos on Twitter saying, write me in, write my name in, da-da-da. And then he disappeared after the election. And he popped up at Trump's rally. Literally, he sat right behind Trump at one of his rallies on national television. I was like, hold on. Ain't that the same dude who ran for president before it started? And now, literally 2 years after that, he popped up as the leader of a black militia group.
Interesting.
And I'm like, okay, this shit ain't making no sense.
It's always some connection to something.
So he started running for president. Then he turned out to be a Trump supporter. Then he started a black militia group. And then, remember Lord have mercy, one of the militia members at one of their, I guess you say rallies or whatever, shot himself.
Because they didn't know what the fuck.
People were pointing out, holding the guns incorrectly, holding their rifles incorrectly. The scopes was backwards. And it was just like, this is pathetic. Y'all look like, now I was saying maybe they were playing dummy. Show all this stuff on camera, and when you run up on them, you realize it ain't sweet. That's just me giving black people the benefit of the doubt. I can't help it. I can't assume you're an idiot if you're black. I gotta assume, benefit of the doubt. Maybe you playing a con right now. But yeah, this dude was allegedly, a part of one of his groups. They call him, they found his Facebook page called Othal Wallace. They think it's him. But one of the things the officer said, as you can see here, is that the page indicates a connection with several groups, including the NFAC Black Militia, the New Black Panther Party, and Huey P. Newton Gun Club Alabama chapter. Newton was the founder of the Black Panthers. I don't know why that was relevant, obviously, his name. But anyway, Sheriff Chitwood said that the investigators believe reasonable certainty that the Othal Wallace on Facebook is the same person of Othal Wallace. He added that extremists come in all shades. We know that there are black militias just like white militias. There's no difference. Extremism is extremism. Black, white, brown, yellow, Chitwood said. Now, obviously, you don't want people running out shooting people. You don't want people out here trying to shoot cops to get revenge because it ain't going to end well for none of us. But if they catch him, we know they're going to beat him badly, torture him almost. And then when he show up in court, he going to look totally different because they're going to be beating him so bad. He's going to get probably the death penalty. But based off the video, and they already trying to say that he was going to kill a cop. They're saying that he was literally doing stuff on purpose to get cops to approach him so they could shoot him.
What? Why was the cop there?
Allegedly, it was a call in for a disturbance or something.
What?
I don't know. He was sitting in his car in a parking lot. I don't know if it was to a complex or whatever, but they showed up, said they were getting calls. He got out of the car. He said, "Nah, man, what y'all doing? What y'all want?" They was, and then he just shot
He
him.
got out of the car. Was he getting into his car?
He was getting out. He was already in his car when they approached him. He got out when they approached him. So, was he just waiting for them to come up so he could pop one? Or was it a reflex? You got two officers. You've seen his story a million times, and he just reacted to what could happen. I don't know.
I'm going to leave it alone.
Leave it alone. I ain't making no assumptions. I'm just laying it out what it is. You know, I'm
going to leave that one alone.
They on his ass right now. He ain't going to get away.
Draw your own opinion on that one.
Unless he get to Cuba, he ain't getting away. And they already...
Where was this at?
This was in Florida.
Oh, shit.
Daytona, Florida.
He can make it.
Yeah. He right there.
He in
Hop
Florida.
on the boat. When they getting off the boat, you get on it and go back to Cuba.
Ask them Haitians how they get here illegally.
Oh, they go through Mexico, a lot of them.
Go through Mexico.
Yeah, they go through Mexico. Huh?
Do what you got to do. Get the hell out of here.
Nah, he ain't going nowhere. They gonna make sure he don't go nowhere. But yeah. So it's a story with Derek Chauvin getting, I guess you could say, George Floyd got some justice. Then you got the situation. Hold on. Let's see. Situation with New Jersey. We're gonna see what they do with that. Hold on. Turn this music down. But yeah, then they finally admitted, and we're gonna move on to the topic. They finally admitted. Remember when all those anti-Asian hate videos was going around and they kept showing these black people knocking the hell out of these?
We kept saying was bullshit.
They kept knocking the hell out of these Asian people. You're like, what the hell's going on? Every day for like 3-4 weeks, maybe a month. I would say March, maybe. They were just every day was every week. There was 2-3 videos of some black person walking up to an Asian person, knocking the hell out of them. And it was like, damn. And the story around that was that Asian people are oppressed because of the coronavirus and all this other stuff. And, oh no, our anti-Asian hate has been here for decades. We just don't speak out. Shit. Well, now they came out. This is from June 15th. They came out with an article making, like, hold on. Viral images show people of color as anti-Asian. That misses the big picture. Now listen. This article is them making an argument that we know for a fact the numbers say that it wasn't black people attacking these Asian people. It was white people.
So is that the new name for black people?
Yeah,
people of color?
They weren't going to say black. They still ain't said black. They keep saying people of color. So they trying to say it wasn't black people that was doing it at the higher numbers. They just used the image of black people doing it to bring more publicity to it.
To get a bill passed.
Exactly. So now they're saying this might have caused damage because you blame black people. You got a lot of black people like, y'all really gonna try to frame us for this? Fuck you. Don't come to me with no rainbow coalition. Don't come to me with no solidarity, unity, with no bullshit about no we all non-white. No. Y'all framed us. So this whole article is them basically saying this is going to do more damage in the long run because next time something happens, they're going to be saying how we need to protest this and protest that. And you're going to have black people saying they ain't got nothing to do with us.
But they should have been saying that.
I hope that's true.
Before that, they should have been saying that.
Because they blame black people for those attacks, it's going to lead to the, I'll say political unification between the two. That's pretty much burnt. The bridge is burnt. They think. So we knew from the beginning when they was blaming black people what it was. We already knew.
That's why I was so upset about it. Because I knew it was propaganda. They always use black people to get something passed. They know nothing draws attention except for if we involved in it.
And now, the big story.
The damn Juve.
Juve. Michael B. Jordan. It seemed so innocent. It seemed like it was such an innocent crime.
It wasn't a fucking crime.
It was a crime. I mean, if you got that many, the Trinis was mad, man. They were pissed.
Fuck them Trinis.
Oh Lord. So Michael B. Jordan started, or he's invested in a rum company, or not company. Yeah, I guess you would call it that. I guess I as far as I know, the company is owned by a man who's Trinidadian. Michael B. Jordan invested in it, and they wanted to brand it as Juve rum. I think it was going to be based off California. Now, the thing that really pissed them off with the name of the rum being Juve is when they filed a what they call it,
Copyright,
of the word Juve.
which means
They go ahead.
if they filed a copyright for it, that means that nobody has branded that name.
Yeah, but the name for Juve, when you look it up, means daybreak, and obviously or morning, and it's the start of the celebration, the carnival, Juve. So that had a lot of them pissed off that he would even do that. I'm gonna show y'all some of these messages. You see here, Michael B. Jordan owns rum made in Trinidad. I'm assuming those same islands mean Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know, child. So this is him when he announced the name of it. A lot of backlash came his way. Obviously, I think it was undeserved, but that's just somebody who's not from the area.
Who was the heavyweight that called it out?
You want to get to her real quick, don't you? Damn. So Nicki Minaj is the one who,
the caricature,
the biggest name I would say that came out, and as people said, kindly, which I don't think it was that kind. She pretty much made the proclamation, you gonna change the name. You didn't mean anything about it. You're gonna change the name, right? She was nice about it. No, not really. She pretty much said you gonna change the name. But anyway, so she went on to Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. She made comments about the history of Juve and how she believed it was a mistake of him. He didn't really mean it to do it. He didn't, he didn't know no better.
Ignorance on his behalf.
Yeah, he's just ignorant to the history because, they have no culture. He's just ignorant to culture and what it is. He's just ignorant. So we have to educate him as to why he shouldn't use his name. And then he came back with this. He said, I want to say on behalf of myself and my partners, our intention was never to offend or hurt the culture we love and respect and hope to celebrate and shine a positive light on. Last few days have been a lot of listening, a lot of learning, and engaging in countless community conversation. We hear you, I hear you, and want to be clear that we are in the process of renaming. We sincerely apologize and look forward to introducing a brand we can all be proud of. Now, let's get into Juve for a second. Juve, if you go by what a lot of the people from Trinidad and all those places tell you, Juve is a celebration. They said that there was a celebration that these, French had during slavery, and the slaves were not allowed to be a part of it. So the slaves would have their own celebrations in the backyards or something like that. So then, after slavery was abolished in 1783, I'm sorry, not 1783, when slavery was abolished in 1838, the freed people began to celebrate emancipation with that same carnival, calling it Juve and all that stuff. And so when they have this celebration, they paint themselves with oil to the same way they think they did back in the Port of Spain thing, so that they can hide who they were. So it's basically trying to say the entire Juve thing comes from these people coming out of slavery. But the question you have to ask is, okay, what were those colonizers, what were they celebrating? What was that called?
They were celebrating
a pagan holiday called Lugnasad, which is the same. It's so crazy. The same way Juve is celebrated on August 1st, that's the same time Lugnasad is celebrated. Now, when you look into how they celebrate, it's about, getting drunk, having fun, partying. Well, that goes back to the people that pagans worship, which is Pan. Pan is the god of wine and revelry. And then you also got other carnivals in the Caribbean area. You got one called the Bacchanal,
which is
Bacchus, the worship of Bacchus.
Look up these terms.
Then you have, a lot of these people, when they go to these carnivals and all this stuff, you'll see characters like this.
Now, doesn't that look demonic to y'all?
Now, this character is what they call a jab, which is what they tell you, like a devil impersonator. This is, once again, this is Pan. This is from the pagan worship that those people from Europe had. Now, those people from Europe, they got it from, you could say, the Semitic people, like some Canaanites, like the Phoenicians, who went up to northern Europe. But a lot of the people who celebrated in the Caribbean would tell you that, oh, this is just about fun. No, you guys took it to mean just fun, but y'all.
But you know what? Some of them know exactly what it is, and some of them are ignorant to what it is. I would say.
And hold on, let me say this. This is from an outsider. I'm American.
Yeah, we are American.
I'm not telling you what you celebrate. I'm just saying the history of it.
We're telling them the history of it, and they need to look at it for themselves.
Yeah. So a lot of that stuff they celebrate is paganism. That's why when you go to these things, it's about, just being honest, a lot of nakedness, a lot of gyrating, a lot of drunkenness.
And you know what? You could take that shit to here in America's Louisiana.
Mardi Gras.
The French was here also with them.
And that's where we get
But
Mardi
you know
Gras.
what? Negroes in America, we denounce that shit. We don't really fuck with them. Hate to say it. That's why Katrina got y'all asses worshiping that voodoo and shit.
No, I don't. Okay, let's get away with that one. That was slick, right?
That was slick. Listen, Black Americans, we don't really partake in that type of stuff.
Well, Mardi Gras, which is kind of been
Mardi Gras is very similar to that.
But Mardi Gras has been taken over by Caucasians. Let's be honest. Mardi Gras at this point, you go down to New Orleans.
Yeah, it's a bunch of white women.
Yeah, you go down to New Orleans, get drunk, and show your breasts for some beads.
And they throw beads at you.
Yeah, so
but they don't be doing that winding.
They do. They whine.
They don't whine like they whine.
I'm pretty sure they whine too. But yeah, so Juve is I guess you say it's like a branch off of a pagan holiday called Lugnasad, which is one of the holidays like for instance Christmas. The Christianity we got infiltrated around that time too. A lot of the Christians started adopting certain pagan holidays like Christmas, which is just Yule.
Yep. So
Christmas is not in the Bible. As a matter of fact, the Bible speak against it. It tells you not to go into the forests, cut down trees, and hang silver and gold on them. Christmas tree.
It's literally that descriptive.
It's literally
in the Bible. Why would he be born in the winter time, in the death? He was born in the spring.
But yeah, so obviously that's a little bit of history on that. Obviously, when you go to the New York version of this carnival, it's a lot of violence. It's known for a lot of gangs coming up during those celebrations, and people end up getting stabbed and shot.
God.
So it's a lot of the certain spirits and energy that be around.
And you know what? They brought that they brought that energy to the music industry.
Yeah.
Because I just found out that Lil' Kim is Trinidadian.
So is Nicki.
Nicki Minaj is Trinidadian. Foxy Brown is Trinidadian. Cardi B is part Trinidadian.
Yeah.
The black female rappers before them, they were rapping about conscious stuff. They weren't really they dressed more like baggy this type clothes. They weren't naked.
They were copying the men more. Yeah.
Black American women, but when these Caribbean women started rapping, they took the rapping culture to a sexual thing. Even look at Eve. When Eve first came out, she was more of a tomboy type rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Even the way she flowed out is still like she rapped like, we talked about this, like MC Light almost like.
Yeah, definitely.
But when these Caribbean women came over here and infiltrated into the music industry, they made it very hyper sexualized.
I'm not going to only blame them. I'm going to blame the people who put them in position. For instance, Biggie was the one who pushed.
Well, Biggie is Caribbean.
He's Jamaican. So I would say the producers, the record producers and the companies, I believe they obviously, for the most part, the one who pushed them to be that sexual.
Or they knew who they were.
What do you mean by that?
They knew who they were. They knew their culture.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that.
So they knew they had no problem getting down doing that type of stuff.
Well, maybe they thought because they're Caribbean or they have a certain different culture, well, we can take their culture and let it influence their music. So maybe. But somebody else had a point to make about this Juve Michael B. Jordan situation. And you see here this article in Newsday. He said, Michael B. Jordan's Juve rum, a huge missed opportunity for Trinidad and Tobago. Now, he talked in this article about the backlash that Michael B. Jordan got. And he thought it wasn't a smart idea to immediately shame him and get it changed. He was like, this was the chance for Trinidad to get put on the map. It's like he said, Mardi Gras in Rio, which is I thought that was Juve, or what they call Carnival in Rio. It's probably known as the biggest celebration on the planet. Even though the actual title of biggest celebration on the planet belongs to Trinidad.
Yeah.
They said they called it the greatest celebration. But Rio, they get it. They got that title as far as you go to the YouTube or any other video site, you look up Rio Carnival, it's just like this big elaborate.
Well, that's because that's mostly the Spaniard.
Yeah, it's big elaborate parade going on.
Even though there's a lot of Indian people in Trinidad.
Let me say this. Now I don't know if this is true, but someone said that almost a big chunk of Trinidad is Indian.
That's why most of them say they are Asian.
Yeah.
They're part Asian.
Yeah, I didn't know Trinidad.
Nicki Minaj says she's part Asian. Foxy Brown says she's part Asian.
Yeah, when they say Asian, they mean Indian, from India.
Yeah.
But you seen this article, he said, the furious backlash over Juve rum is myopic and has made us poorer. It all started when American actor Michael B. Jordan of Black Panther fame launched a rum in California called Juve, named after the Daybreak opening festival on Caribbean Carnival, originating from the celebrations of free slaves. This immediately triggered a backlash on social media, in the press, and TT internationally. Spotting the perfect ingredients for the culture wars so beloved by Generation Z and millennials, the BBC and BuzzFeed picked up the story, with TT-born rap star Nicki Minaj waiting in, completing, I don't know that word.
I don't know that word. Disavowed any connection.
Touting its authentic credentials. What the hell is, yeah, I'm sorry, I got stumbled on the word I was about to read. What the hell is this? Hold on, y'all. I gotta see what this is. Now, normally they have a. Okay, here we go.
Angostura.
Angostura.
Which means, go down to what the meaning of it is.
It is a Angostura bitters. Is a concentrated bitters. Oh, it's like an alcohol based in Centennial Herb. Yeah, this is based in the alcohol in Trinidad. Okay. Angostura. I'm sorry. Hey, I was reading competing and got already looking at the word I'm about to read. All right. But the net result, faced with media storm, Jordan was contritely apologized and promised to rename the rum. This has been greeted with much self-congratulation across social media. But when the dust has settled and the news cycle turns over, it will become clear that the losers from all this is the people of TT. We have lost the potential for an international celebrity to market our brand and create jobs at home. How many opportunities do we have to market our island internationally? For all the talk of TT Carnival being the greatest show in the world, it remains largely niche. Rio and New Orleans are much better known. With thousands laid off amid COVID-19 and continually declining gas production, do we really have the luxury of insularity? Charges of cultural appropriation are,
See, he said the same thing I did. He compared the Mardi Gras
to
the same thing.
To Rio.
It's the same.
Yeah. Charges of cultural appropriation are ultimately self-cannibalizing. What has happened is that after failing to create global brands from our rich culture, we witnessed a savior American celebrity do so successfully and decided that it is far better to prevent him from doing so than for us to gain from international exposure. So obviously he went on to basically make the argument, we should have let this American actor do this because it would have put us more branding internationally. You give us a rum called Juve, you know what happens every year on Juve? People want to drink Juve rum, but they want to celebrate it in the country that started Juve. So they're more likely to travel
tourism
to Trinidad to celebrate Juve while drinking Juve rum. So,
but because they have such a disdain for African Americans,
I won't call it disdain.
I would call it that. I definitely would call it that because we are the only group in the diaspora that cannot touch their culture, but they can come over here and what's the word I'm using? Entangle themselves in our culture, and we accept it, and we don't call them out on it.
Let me say this. One thing I will say, I would say this: Caribbean does not equal black, but but African American equals black. What I mean by that is a person who's Caribbean can be Caribbean and black. And I didn't understand it. If I'm like, if you're Caribbean, you black, that means you just black. No, there's a difference between being Caribbean black and being black. So a person who's from America, African American, an ADOS, an FBA, a Negro in America, they are black. That's it.
And
that's flat blackness.
And that's why Dominicans don't want to be called black, because when you say, "Are you black?" We were watching an ancestry video, and she said the reason why we don't like to be called black is because when you think of black, you think of the what? Because the African American.
Yeah, I don't mind that though. That's just a distinction. I don't mind somebody saying I'm not African American.
But exactly.
Dominican.
But we had this video earlier about when you said, "Well, what do you define black as?"
Yeah.
You said you define it as a race, and I said, "Well, we're both."
I said race, ethnicity, or a nationality.
For us, it's all three, unfortunately.
But see, that's the thing, and that's what I'm getting to. Other people, I guess you can call it, they have two races, even though they just black, but they have two cultures. They can be part of black culture, which is just pop culture. American pop culture.
Why did they get to be a part of that?
Wait, American black culture is pretty much. Black culture is pretty much American pop culture. But then there's Caribbean culture, which is that over there in the islands.
So why did they get to be a part of both?
Because they're black.
That don't make no sense what you're saying.
It does.
So because they're black, they get to come over here
and
partake, but we can't go into the Caribbean.
Can.
No, you can't, because they'll tell you're not Caribbean. They just told Michael B. Jordan, Juve does not belong to you, but they get to celebrate Juneteenth and do fucking cash apps for it.
They never said that you can't celebrate Juve.
They was telling him he can't put it on a brand, marketing it.
Because he's not Caribbean. I don't understand how difficult it is to understand. If it's different between you celebrating something and you commercializing something. Would you be okay
They
with
were getting cash, they were doing cash apps off of Juneteenth. What are you talking about?
I don't agree with that either. I think that's kind of shitty to get donations from a culture, from a holiday that has nothing to do with you. But that has nothing to do with me saying a person who's Caribbean, they don't say you can't celebrate Caribbean, celebrations, parades or carnivals or whatever. They never said you can't celebrate it. That's like, would you be okay with somebody who's Caribbean to come over and commercialize Juneteenth? Start a drink called Juneteenth? You wouldn't be okay with that.
Honestly, I don't care.
What do you mean you don't care?
I don't care.
Can you expound on that or nothing?
Well, because of the recent understanding I got of Juneteenth, I don't even think that should have been made a holiday. But I can't say that because I wasn't born in the state of Texas. That's something for them to decide whether or not for Juneteenth. Well, I'm Black American, and I don't even consider Juneteenth a holiday for me personally because we originate from the Carolinas.
Okay.
The people in Texas, they could probably trace their line directly still in Texas when that happened. I wasn't there, so that's their decision on what they want to do with the word Juneteenth. That's not the point I'm making.
What do you think would be the reaction to a person?
For the people in Texas, they obviously would be upset and pissed about it. But for me,
that's not okay. That's the point I'm making right there.
But not for me. So you can't answer that question.
Okay, but the point is, people would be pissed off if they did that.
They probably would.
Okay, so what's the difference? If Nicki Minaj, because since she's the one who did this with him, if Nicki Minaj started a drink called Juneteenth, people would be like, hold on, you're not Black American.
But she came over here, she rapping. She's not Black American. That Black American started that genre of music.
Well, you can make dance hall if you want. You can make, what's it called?
Are you sure you can make dance hall?
Soko, I'm sorry, Soko.
So you can make dance hall and do that type of music, and they wouldn't say that now African Americans are trying to take and steal dance hall.
I don't know what the reaction
music
would be.
Don't know what the reaction would be?
I don't know if they would immediately go against you, or would they criticize you not sounding the way they want to sound?
If an African American made it mainstream, you don't think they would be pissed off about that when they've been doing this genre of music? Like,
what do you mean American mainstream?
American mainstream, meaning everybody in the world. Even not saying they don't do it now, but
they already celebrate.
They already celebrated, but it just became more popularized when an African American started doing it, you don't think those people would be upset and saying, they make comments all the time. If such and such was American, they would have received a Grammy by now. And it's like, you're in Africa. Why do you care about a Grammy? You should be celebrating yourself. Y'all just weirdos.
Okay.
Why do you want America to acknowledge y'all?
Okay, you kind of went somewhere else with this. I thought we were sticking on the part. Would you think they get angry at a Black American doing soca?
Yes, they would.
I don't know.
If
Like I
they
said,
made it more popular than they're making it, yes, they would be upset about it.
I don't know if I can say that. I think more than likely, if the African American who tried to do that music and they changed the sound drastically and called it dance hall or soca or Afrobeat, yeah, I think they'd be like, hold on, this is not Afrobeat. You calling something that's not Afrobeat.
Okay,
If they
why
change
do the people?
sound,
Why do the people in the UK get to claim drill music when we know that started here in America?
well,
But you're gonna say
did-
because they're black, they get to do that.
No, because they did get criticized. There's plenty of African Americans that were saying that's drill from Chicago, and they admit, yeah, we got it from Chicago. Like,
But the point is, why do they get to take stuff from African Americans, but when we try to do something
When we
to
try
their
to do
culture, they
something.
get upset?
so this is comparable.
Yes, it is comparable.
Making a rum called Juve is comparable
Because
to,
he wasn't in trying to insult the name of the Juve, and it wasn't just him. He was partnered with Trinidadian people. It wasn't just him by himself.
okay, yeah.
It wasn't like he created this brand by himself. He partnered with Trinidadian people, but they made Michael B. Jordan the face of it because he's an actor. He's popular. He can commercialize this. He can bring more attention and traction to this. So
Yeah.
what is the point?
You kind of threw me for a loop when you brought up drill music. I don't.
No. Michael B. Jordan is partnered with a Trinidadian.
I know.
So what is the problem? He's not making this on his own.
Well, the real thing that, like I said, the thing that got the
No,
most-
the real problem is they don't want Michael B. Jordan associated with it because he's American. They would have been happier if the person who has it, look at Rihanna's face while I'm talking. They probably would have been happier if somebody like Nicki Minaj would have been partnered with it because she's a Trinidadian. Correct?
No, I'm making. Can I finish my point?
Okay.
I was going to say it seems what really made them angry was that they tried to file a copyright for the word Juve.
Wasn't it also a Trinidadian who did it?
It's not the point. They just, why are you trying to? Keep in mind when the news broke out, it was Michael B. Jordan. That was what on the news site said. So they reacted to the news site saying Michael B.
But
Jordan
that's why
trying
you
to
have to
start
do your
Juve and that he
research.
filed a copyright.
You have to do your research before you just
Yeah,
off.
you can't. Everybody react to what they've been told. So you can't.
We
really-
don't. We do research.
Plenty of people react to what they're told. So you can't just say
And that's
them
a good
immediately
thing.
you can't just say them just going straight for Michael B. Jordan is some, new thing.
No, they
Like,
went straight
saw
for
the
Michael
hat-
B. Jordan because he was African American.
That's
That's
what
why
you
they
believe.
did that. That's what I believe.
Yeah, but you had a lot of people in the comment section mocking them, saying we are black. Stop being divisive. Cultural appropriation is more about power, influence, and capital. That is about race. Then it is about race. Wait, that is about. I think she meant then it is. Years from tomorrow, you'll have Trini kids thinking Juve is some rum and not really knowing the true history because it is such a powerful brand on its own. It's not fair to the people of Trini.
Well, that's why y'all there to.
See, once again, like I said, the name is the problem, sir. How you going to trademark this? We need to contest this. This cannot. See, like I said, it seemed like the only thing they were angry about was the name. You can't trademark the name.
Well, I'm angry about the fact that you get to come over here and identify yourself as us, and you get to reap the benefits of being a black person in America that my ancestors fought for, and you get to come over here and reap that benefit. I'm angry about that too.
Now look at this right here. This dude here said, I think these little back and forths with black people from other countries and black Americans are funny. It's a long list of appropriating from both sides and a lot of historical research we need to do. Then somebody responded, I can't think of much, if anything, we've appropriated from Caribbean.
Tell me, please, sir.
And he said, we do big time. The whole Sean Paul Jamaican wave in the early 2000s. Everybody was on the dance hall stuff, musically hard, trying to recreate the sound in the culture. He said, that's New York shit. Blacks,
Exactly.
Blacks in the other 50 states barely even know the Caribbean. Nah, bro, I can't even front. That shit was heavy. Everywhere you couldn't turn on TV without seeing it. I'm West Coast. I can tell you, we don't bump that shit. As a whole, black people, we was on it. That's all I'm saying. As a whole, we weren't on it. I'm from D.C. and black Americans weren't on it. Black Islanders were, though. But they always worship whiteness.
And see, that is a problem. I keep going back to New York. New York is where there is a lot of Caribbean people. We just saw something on Black News Network where they're gonna have they're doing a what?
Black News Channel.
Black News Channel, and they're doing some type of what was it called?
It's like a carnival they have for I think it's Trinidad, ain't it?
It's some type of carnival they're having.
Yeah.
And mind you, they didn't say the United States. We're doing the United States. They said New York, which means they view New York as a Caribbean getaway place in America. That's where we go.
That's a nice focal point.
We go. We don't go into other states. We go primarily into New York. So we've taken that over. That's our area.
You can take it over. That's just, they said it's going to be a carnival there because there's a lot.
No, it was the Afro Latinas. That's the thing. It was giving the spotlight to Afro Latinas because they're often overlooked for their Spaniard counterparts.
Well, there's a high concentration of it, Afro Latinas in New York,
and that Afro Latinas don't get a lot of acknowledgement. Latino,
yeah.
So, that's not true because when you come to America, we see you as black, but your problem is you don't want to be acknowledged as being black.
That's not what it is. They have a culture. They are from a different country.
But they don't want to claim you. Those white Spaniard people don't want to claim you.
That's not the point. So basically, you telling me this then. You're from North Carolina, but you moved to another state. You going to stop saying you from North Carolina? You going from North Carolina.
If they ask
that's where you from.
You say, I live in such and such by the way of.
You can't compare race because everybody in America call themselves black. So you have to go based off of the state you in. Yeah, we got niggas that call themselves by their area code. 910, 203, 206. Like, so it's the same thing. If somebody from Dade County, Florida, they from Dade County. They're not going to ever call themselves a person from Texas, a person from Mississippi, New Orleans. I'm from this area code, from this city.
Okay.
So their lingo, how they carry themselves. For instance, somebody from Florida going to have to go grill.
Dude, I already know all this stuff.
Listen to certain music. So when they go to Wisconsin,
we get it.
They're going to still carry that.
It still doesn't.
It does. So when a person comes from a Caribbean country with a certain upbringing, when they come to America, they're still from that country and that culture.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
But they're not ever going to acknowledge y'all.
You mean?
The Afro-Latinas, they're not going to do
Dominicans,
that.
that's different. Like Dominicans, they more mixed.
Not all of them are mixed, dude.
I didn't say all. They're more mixed, though. They're probably one of the most mixed countries in the world.
Yeah.
So it's different there. When you say something like Jamaica, they're Jamaican. That's the culture they come from. But they'll say they black, but it's like, I'm Jamaican. That's the country. That's what I'm known for. It's the same thing as somebody in America saying they're from a certain state or city. This is what I think.
Well, that's your opinion. I still don't fuck with them.
Oh, what do you mean you don't fuck with them?
You heard what I said.
See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all be going too far with this.
I don't be going too far.
You do.
No, how am I going too far?
So now you don't F with your own people?
I'll catch them later.
From a different country? They cut it from a different country? That's crazy, man.
Dude, they're disrespectful. You know they're disrespectful.
Where?
So they're not disrespect.
Where's the disrespect? Give me an example.
As far as what?
You said disrespect. Let's be an easy example. This is going to be a short.
Oh, you know how they disrespect us?
He finally thought of one. Go ahead.
They disrespect us by telling us when they get here, we've been here. No, not about a culture.
Okay, go ahead.
We've been here for one generation and we've gotten all this stuff done and you guys don't get anything done because you're lazy.
Yeah, that's disrespect.
Is that not disrespect?
I just said that disrespect, yeah. That's definitely an example. I just wanted you to give one because if you didn't give one, they're going to say you're lying. But yeah, man, this is going to be a short episode. I'm getting sleepy now. You know, them drugs is kicking in. But yeah, man, hopefully y'all made it to the end of this video and hopefully you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And all praise to the Most High and peace.